The quickest way to get rich is to solve the smallest problem for the biggest crowd, right? The quickest way to get rich is to solve the biggest problem you can find for the smallest group of people who are desperate to have it solved. Big problems create big wealth. And if you've been struggling to break out of mediocrity, if you've been grinding for years and still can't breathe financially, it's because you've been aiming too small. Tonight I'm going to show you exactly how to find big problems, exactly how to solve them, and exactly how to turn those solutions into unstoppable wealth. This is not theory. This is not motivation for the sake of motivation. This is the blueprint.
Let me guess. You've been told all your life, work hard, keep your head down, save a little, and maybe, one day you'll be okay. You've been sold a lie. Hard work alone is not the currency of wealth. Problem solving is. Think about your life right now. Your rent is climbing. Groceries cost more than they used to. Debt feels like a shadow that never leaves. You're tired, not just physically, but deep in your soul. You've tried side hustles. You've applied for promotions. You've bought books and courses that promised freedom. And yet here you are, scrolling, searching, hoping for an answer. The frustration isn't just about money, is it? It's about control. It's about waking up each morning feeling like someone else is holding the pen to your life story. That ends when you learn how to solve big problems. The bigger the problem, the bigger the paycheck. But most people, they avoid big problems. They're intimidating, they're messy, they're scary. Which is exactly why those who dare to solve them get rewarded like kings and queens.
Look at Elon Musk. People think he got rich because of cool cars or rockets. No, he got rich because he attacked humanity's big problems: sustainable energy and interplanetary survival. Tesla solves the problem of fossil fuel dependence. SpaceX solves the problem of species extinction if Earth fails us. You might not like him, but the size of the problem he solves is the size of the wealth he controls. And no, you don't have to build rockets, but you do have to think beyond, how can I make $500 this month, to how can I save 500 people from a nightmare they face every day? Serena Williams didn't just play tennis. She solved the problem of what it means to be a champion when the world counts you out. She redefined the narrative for women in sports, creating a global movement that reshaped sponsorships, media deals, and athletic pay scales. That's influence. Influence creates wealth. Muhammad Yunus, you may not know his name, invented microfinance. He looked at the poverty crisis and said, what if the people no one will lend to could borrow small amounts to start their own businesses? That idea lifted millions out of poverty and earned him the Nobel Peace Prize. Big problem, big reward, big legacy. Even in your own family, think about the one person who always figures things out, the one everyone calls when there's a disaster. They may not be wealthy in cash, but they are wealthy in trust, in reputation, in leverage. Imagine combining that trust with a system to monetize the solutions you provide.
See, the world rewards the people who lean into problems while everyone else runs from them. You want to build wealth? You've got to stop thinking about avoiding pain and start thinking about eliminating pain for others. Start looking at the world like a surgeon. Every frustration, every bottleneck, Every "why isn't this better" is a potential gold mine. Keep a problem journal. Write down every complaint you hear from friends, coworkers, strangers online. The bigger and more painful the problem, the bigger the potential. Don't just assume your problem is worth solving. Test it. Ask 10 people in that space if they'd pay to have it solved. If most of them say yes, you're onto something. If they say, "Hell yes," you found gold. Not a perfect solution, not a dream version, just something that works enough to prove people will pay for it. This is your MVP, minimum viable product. Uber didn't start with millions of drivers. It started with a handful in San Francisco, solving the "I can't find a ride" problem. Once you solve the problem for a few, find ways to solve it for many without breaking yourself. Systems, technology, partnerships, licensing. The goal is leverage, to solve the problem 100, 1,000, 1,000,000 times without doing 1,000,000 times the work. Once you're in the game, competition will notice. Protect your idea. Trademark, patent, keep innovating. And always be scanning for the next big problem to solve. Wealth isn't a one-time jackpot, it's a habit.
Here's the truth. If you solve a big enough problem, you'll never have to worry about money again. Not because you're chasing it, but because it's chasing you. So here's my challenge to you. Before the end of this week, find one big problem you can start solving. Not next year, not when you feel ready, now. Write it down, map it out, talk to people, build something, test it. Stop waiting for wealth to fall into your lap. Start creating it by solving something so valuable people can't afford to ignore you. Because the day you commit to solving big problems is the day you stop living small. Like and subscribe for more life-changing rules, and remember, the size of your wealth will always match the size of the problems you dare to solve.